Friends, let us begin with this mantra. Dikaladi anavachinna ananta chinmatramurtaye svanubhuti ekamanaya namashantaya tejasi. I salute the Supreme Brahman, the one who is beyond all qualities, who is tranquil and beyond all limitations, who is the embodiment of infinite consciousness and can be known only through one's own experience. We were reading this wonderful scripture we started on November 28. No, we started much earlier, last November 28, 21, and today is November 27th, 2022. Exactly 1 year. The last year, 21, November 28, we were reading this scripture, and you will remember this, and there we read Brahma eva asti nirantaram. That exactly what we studied. Brahma eva asti nirantaram. Brahman alone exists through eternity and nothing else. So that was the teaching. And all through we are going on studying this Brahma Jnana. Now what is this Brahman? It's called consciousness. What is this universe? It's the manifest consciousness. So this is a very unique way it mentions over like this. Except consciousness, nothing remains. Exactly 1 year before, that is the statement we studied. And that was Brahma eva asti nirantaram. Brahma eva asti. Eva means only, asti existing, nirantaram eternally. And what is that? Brahman, the consciousness. The consciousness only continuously remaining and nothing else. And that consciousness which is manifested is this Jagat. So this is the whole teaching. We are studying this book for last 2 years, and this is the whole teaching. The consciousness only remains. And what is this body? Is this conscious? No. Then in that case, how it came, that we will discuss afterwards. But it is only manifested from the consciousness. So this Brahma eva asti nirantaram. Why? Because the manifestation of the Brahman is this Jagat. Jagat means this universe. Guru Vasishtha learned from his guru, the Lord Shiva, who taught him 3 steps. And that is very unique way he taught, that we last time we were studying that. One is the Prashanti. Prashanti means experience of deep sleep. Now the question is the consciousness. And how to understand this consciousness? That we need to experience it. And what is the experience of the consciousness? When we are awake, our body and mind all are acting, then we say, well, it is there. But exact consciousness without the body, without the mind, we find in deep sleep condition. It is not somebody is telling us something and we are accepting. It is from our own experience we are understanding. The Prashanti. And the Prashanti is the experience of the deep sleep. That's called Shushupti. The students of Vedanta, they always know that this is the way it goes. We have to understand these, that when we are awake, consciousness is of course there, otherwise no one will accept us. This body has no value without the consciousness, whom we sometimes call prana. It has no value. And nothing has no value if that is not conscious. No being without consciousness. And that consciousness, only that consciousness remain without the body, without the mind, is in deep sleep. It is every day, everyone experiencing. So it says the Prashanti. The Lord Shiva was teaching that to the Vasishtha. The first step is the Prashanti. Now you experience the Prashanti, that means the consciousness. Then comes the Turiya. That is, Tritiya condition, the third condition, experiencing not only Supsupti, Turiya condition. In Sanskrit, Turiya means is the fourth stage. The Turiya at the fourth stage is the pure consciousness and where no activity remains. Now the Lord Shiva is teaching another step farther. And it says, Turiya Atita. In Sanskrit, Turiya is the highest stage of consciousness, and Atita, beyond that. How it is possible to reach over there? Only through alert consciousness. Constantly remembering that this world, what we see all around us, is nothing but illusory. The Guru Vasishtha, he, after learning it from the Lord Shiva, how he felt and how he practiced, that he will share with his disciple Sri Ramachandra. The Brahman has no beginning and no end, it is eternal. And the last time we were studying about this, and we were asking this question, what is Brahman? It is the consciousness. And what is liberation? Clear knowledge about the temporariness of this world and not getting attached to this. What is Brahman? Consciousness. This is first thing. Second, it comes the bondage, because again and again we are taking birth in this world. Why? Because we are attached to this world. We are not denying the world. We are only mentioning the problem that we are attached to this world. And why we are attached? Because of our ego. What is this ego? It is very difficult to explain, but we all experience that. And because this I, you, we, all these words that we are uttering constantly, because of that ego. So from there we have to start our journey. I am an individual self. I am in this world, but myself, I, and this world are temporary manifestation, like the bubbles on the water. When the bubbles are so many different type of bubbles are there, they are sometimes small, medium size, big size bubbles all over the water. Where from the bubbles have come? From the water. Where from the jivas have come? From the Brahman. So we are the same. We are also consciousness. But we are separate from that consciousness. This is the problem. Studying the scripture means understanding this truth and then solving this problem. Then Brahma Satya, Jagat Satya, Jagat Brahme Pratishtita. Now this is a statement of fact. Brahma Satya, Brahman is truth. And where from the Jagat has come, it has also come from the Brahman, because there is nothing else. So that is also another viewpoint, another way to understand. This Jagat is also Satya. Satya means to whom? One who is looking at this diversity, understanding this diversity, accepting this diversity. When we are accepting this diversity, this Jagat, then it is Satya to me. It is there. I cannot deny it. But then afterwards, when I come, like the electricians, electrical engineers, for us, different type of lights are there. For the electrician, it is only the electricity. So where from it is coming and what type of electricity, AC or DC and all that, different type of things, they all know, and they will be looking at it, oh, this is not working because of this and that. For us, it is all different, but for them, it is only one. Manifesting in different way. The same way, the Brahma Jnani, when they look at us, they see that all are the same. But at the same time, they know at this moment, they are different. So this is Vijnana Drishti. We studied that, and then today we are studying a very deep and ultimate knowledge of this, concluding knowledge of this scripture. The Brahman has no beginning and no end, it is eternal. Now the problem is, when we were studying the Upanishad, Katha Upanishad, there the young boy Nachiketa, he is asking the same question, he is asking, please tell me about, give me the knowledge about the Brahman, the consciousness. Even after death, is there anything? The king of death, he said, yes, their consciousness is there. It remains there. Then tell me, what is that? Then he was giving the description of the Brahman. How he will give the description of the Brahman? So he was using a word, Om iti Brahma. Why? Because without that, we cannot conceive. So this Omkara that we see, it says this Omkara is the manifestation of the Brahman in what form? Manifestation of the Brahman in word form, Shabda Brahma. So the Brahman is the consciousness, but if we say consciousness, it is difficult to understand. For that, they give us something to hold on, and that is Omkara. Om iti Brahma. The first day, Om, that is iti, that is the Brahman, that is the consciousness. But the Jagat that we see, this universe that we see, has beginning, but it has end too. The beginning and end. Anything that has a beginning, it surely is going to have an end. But Brahman has no beginning and therefore no end. This is the difference. At this moment, we may not understand what is this consciousness, but we are aware about the consciousness. As because we are sufficiently grown-up people and we know what is this consciousness, but we cannot explain it, but we can feel it. That is sufficient. Now, holding that truth, that without the consciousness, this body has no value, this universe has no value, we start the journey, and that is called the path of knowledge, journey through the path of knowledge. And there they won't give you anything to hold. In the path of devotion, there is God, there is Goddess, and there are many other options. But in the path of knowledge, there is nothing. So the only thing they give, only idea, the Om iti Brahma. It's the Omkara. So go on. Only Omkara? That only that sound, the way that we have written, it is in Sanskrit, in Bengali, in Indian language, they write in that way. Or in English, they will write O and M, Om. And is that the Brahman? No. It is only to reach to the Brahman, it is only first step to hold on. Without the name, without the form, we cannot understand. So this Omkara. And there's a beautiful explanation has been given by Swami Mukyananda in a very small book. He was our teacher in the training center. He wrote, explained what is this Brahman. Then it comes to Fota, then the bark, all these descriptions are there. This Brahman is the Omkara. The Omkara has a meaning. What is that meaning? It is a spota. Omkara is known as a spota. S-P-O-T-A, spota. And what is this spota? It is a meaning. Anything, any word has a meaning. And that meaning is the manifestation of that particular word. Now we are going into another way of understanding. If a word has no meaning, it is no word. Even if a letter has no meaning, it is no letter. So what is that meaning? Omkara meaning is Brahman. So Omkara equal to Brahman. And that equal to, that meaning is known as spota. Shankaracharya says it is Vak. And then Vak, Para, Pashyanti, Madhyama, etc. So this again and again, different way, they are trying to take us to the ultimate, that consciousness. Now this question, before this Srishti, before this creation, where this creation was. This moment we said, Brahman is the only reality, only reality. And except Brahman, there was nothing. Again, in the Vyavaharika Jagata, in this practical world, we know that I am here, my family is there, the world is there, everything is all around, they are also there. Then how will you explain it? Where from it came? It says in this way, where the Jagat was, and beautifully, the Guru Vasishtha is mentioning, it was in Brahman. Then he gives an example. As a statue which has not yet been carved from the wooden pillar, remain in the pillar, anutkirna yatha stambhe samstita shala manjika. A shala means a type of tree, a very hard tree. From there, someone is graving from that a statue. So where was the statue? It is in that wood. But when you go and see that wood, there is no statue. That means unmanifested statue is there in that wood. And it needs someone to only grave it, that's all. Anutkirna yatha stambhe is likewise the universe remained in the Brahman before creation. This universe, this creation, and always in the Brahman, but unmanifested. That they will be giving again and again 2-3 different examples to make us understand. Brahman only remained. The philosophers are confused to answer this question. The good is God, that is okay. But what about bad? Where from the devil came? Who created devil? Is it from the same God? Now, the philosophers, some of them, they will say, oh, no, God cannot create devil. The God is always good. Then where from the devil came? Devil came like that. So you cannot say like that. You have to give the answer, devil also came from the same source. That is why in Hinduism, it is very clearly they mention that out of consciousness everything is coming out. And you have seen almost everywhere in all the Hindu gods and goddesses, you will find the god is vanquishing or punishing a devil, a devilish person. Where from it came? From the same source. Good and bad are always coming from the same source. And what is bad? Same power, but misunderstood. Sometimes some people who are hacking, the hackers nowadays, they are also type of thieves, they are very high standard thieves. So these hackers, the computer, they are hacking, they are very intelligent. But they are utilizing their knowledge, that intelligence, for doing something wrong, unlawfully, without taking the permission of the owner. As a thief is coming and stealing, the same way they are doing, but they are very knowledgeable people. Hackers are more smart than the engineers, software engineers, sometimes. So that is the way, if we see, the same power is coming. The power is coming from the same source. It is the Brahman. Now, how you use that power? If you are using the power in a wrong way, then you are an Ashura. You are a devil. You are a bad person. Only using that same power in a bad way. What is the bad way? Now again, when we are thinking this universe, this world, the manifested Brahman as true, and then we try to grab it, I must get everything. If you go and ask privately any of the world leader, said, do you like to rule the whole world? Oh, is it possible? Give me some idea how to. All they want to rule the whole world, but as because it is not possible this moment, so they think, okay, so they will be meeting in one place, having the cup of tea, shaking hands and taking photographs together. Don't think they're friends. Any opportunity they will take out all their. So this is the condition. Why? Because they are thinking this world is permanent. Again, you go to another person. Very recently, if you go to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna or to Raman Maharshi or many of the monks, if you go and tell, I like to give you the whole property and the position. Do you like to take it? No, I am not interested. You better go somewhere else. Exactly this happened in a conversation between the great Alexander and the monk. The Alexander wanted to offer the whole thing to the monk, and the monk said, I am very happy over here. I don't need this world. So why two different approaches? Two different approaches to the same world. The monk is also surviving. He is also eating. He has some small cottage somewhere. Not that he is just dying. No, he is surviving. Only he is not taking this world so seriously. That much. So this is the where from this world came. It came from the same Brahman, but it is not as permanent as Brahman. Why? Because the imagination, it says, Tatha Vishyam Sthitam Tatra. Therefore, the Brahman is not without universe. Tena Shunnam Natat Padam. This is the 10th chapter, 32 words of this Yoga Vasishtha Sara. I will read this whole sloka again. Anutkirna jatha stambe samstita shalamanchika. As an image is there in a wood, an anutkirna, it has not been engraved. Likewise, the universe remained in Brahman before creation. Question was where this universe was before the creation. It is in the Brahman only. Tatha Vishyam Sthitam Tatra. Tatra means in the Brahman. So they are not denying. The where from this universe came, oh, we don't know. Not like that. It is from the same source. From that Brahman only. Therefore, Brahman is not without universe. Tena Shunnam Natat Padam. Now, when this Shunnam, the word used over here, then a group of Buddhists, they utilize this particular word Shunnam, means nil, there is nothing, and the Madhyamika Buddhists, they say everything is Shunnam. Shunnam means the void. So it's called void theory. There are so many theories. People are constantly, they are thinking and coming out with some idea. It's the void theory. What is the void? There was nothing. When they say there was nothing, immediately the counter question, something cannot come out of nothing. Something is coming out of nothing. How it is possible? Something must be there. Now you see a shadow. And when you go and beat on the shadow, you say, oh, it is nothing. It is Shunnam. Shunnam means void, nothing. No, there is something. So the shadow has come on that. So a tree or if bird, the flying, sometimes we see when we're traveling in an aircraft, you can see the same aircraft, that reflection on different places. Because the sun is on the top, so the shadow is falling, and the shadow and the craft is going together. But if you see that shadow and say, oh, that is the aeroplane, wrong. But if you deny that there is nothing, then where from the shadow came? The void, the Shunyavada cannot be accepted on that basis. Shunyavada cannot be accepted. So philosophy is a very intricate. It's not, so constantly they go on analyzing the truth. It's just like science. Sometimes we understand and feel that, oh, religion means some emotion, some conception, that's all. It is nothing like that. It's a very scientific way, step by step it goes. And here it is telling me this. The word Shunya depicts the idea of unmanifested Brahman. When it says, Tatha Vishyam Stitam Tatra Tena Shunyam Natatpadam. Shunyam means here unmanifested. Where was this world? It was in the Brahman. But we can't see that because it is Shunya, it is unmanifested. Then when a child is playing over here, maybe someone who can study the mind or the future will look and say, oh, he is a great doctor to be. In future, he will be a doctor. Now, where is the doctor in that child? Unmanifested. So that is the way each and every soul, everything has something unmanifested. We do not know. When a very ordinary person suddenly become a great sage, like Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna's disciple, he was a servant in somebody's house. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, when he was carrying something, some the vegetables for Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he came from Calcutta to Dakshinesha to give that because his owner, is the master, asked him to do that. So Sri Ramakrishna looked at that boy and he was impressed to see the purity in him. It is not manifested, but the Sri Ramakrishna, the great, the artist, he immediately realized that the beautiful a human being can be made out of this person. Then he said to his disciple who sent that gift, so it is okay, but can you please give this boy to me? And that rich man thought, it's okay, he will be serving the Sri Ramakrishna, I will pay for his salary and all that. He said, okay, you keep him there, he will serve you. Sri Ramakrishna kept him with him and started slowly giving the idea of manifestation. If you read the biography of Adbhutananda, it's really unique. Adbhuta means unique, really unique. Completely uneducated person. Sri Ramakrishna himself sat to teach him the alphabets. But when the first alphabet he wanted to teach, that is A, but as because he was born in Bihar, they can't speak A, pronounce A, so it is A. Then Sri Ramakrishna became very angry. The second letter is A. If you start with the A, then when you will learn A. So anyway, you need not to do anything. So all this education stopped. So that is the fun. They always say the master himself never attended any school and he wanted to teach the student anyway. So this person slowly became a knower of Brahman. Why? Because the Guru, he knew it. So he gave the shape. And then he looked to the people, the rishis, after realization, looked at the world and seeing the human being, he gave that wonderful call, Srinnantu Vishye Amritasya Putraha. Srinnantu, listen to me, Vishye, in this universe, in this world. To whom he was addressing? Human being. Amritasya Putraha. You are the descendants of the eternity. Amrita means eternity. You are the descendants of the eternity. And you are so much afraid of death, afraid of changes. So then this wonderful knowledge they were giving. And if we can understand that properly and slowly manifest it, this is shunnam. At this moment, it is nothing is there, but it is there. So these two types of words, again and again they have said, it is nothing there, but it is there. We will come to that. They are telling in that tree, there is no image, but the image is there. So we have to understand what does it mean. That image is there if you can truly carve it. Then only it will come out. So it says that here the Shunnam. To introduce Brahman, the scripture always mention the other words also. What is Brahman? So we have to have some words, some names, then only we can conceive. They said it is pure, it is Shuddha. What is the Shuddha? What is purity? Again, it is degenerated. The meaning, degenerated. What is Shuddha? That you are fasting and wearing the washed clothes and after bathing and putting some of the marks, as the Hindus they think, or the Christians they will also think the bathing in the Jordan. I was seeing the picture of the Jordan. It's not very big and it is not very clean water too. But anyway, they believe that is very. And when you go to the Ganga, oh Ganga, we take the bath and we think we are pure. That is one type of psychological mental condition. But what is purity? Purity means no attachment for these worldly things. No attachment for these worldly things. That is purity. So Shuddham. Who is Shuddha? The Brahman. Why? The Brahman, he knows I am only throwing out an imagination that is this Jagat. Why should I be attracted to Jagat? I know what is this. So this is Shuddham. And stainless. It is Puta. Again, Puta means stainless, Pavitra. And now empty, Shunya. Why Shunya? Because it is not manifested. It is Shanta, calm. Why calm? Because there is no desire. When there is a desire, then only we are all the time thinking, oh, this is not happened, that is not. So that way we always think and we are agitated. The Shanta, the calmness, comes only when there is no desire. And eternal, it is Shashvata. It never changes. It is birthless, Aja. Aja, the birthless. If there is a birth, there is surely there is a death. Anything that has a beginning, that has an end. When the child is born in a family, they are so happy. But we don't like to remember a date is also fixed somewhere, sometime. So that is the truth. So, but the Brahman is Aja, independent, Swatantra. Not that somebody is guiding, etc. It is completely independent. And it always remains in its own glory. There's a beautiful word in Sanskrit they are mentioning, Sve Mahimni Tishtati. In his own glory it lives. There's sometimes our glory is my family. Sometimes the people will say, oh, he belongs to such and such family. They are so rich people. They don't discuss about that particular person. They talk about their family. As because he is from that family, they will give all respect. It is not Sve Mahimni. It's my own grandeur. The I have manifested in such a way, I don't. So that is why the sannyasins, they never disclose, they like to disclose about their family. Oh, his father was rich and naturally all this respect. No, Sve Mahimni, the beautiful word it has mentioned. And he is reflecting because glory, because he is the student of so and so, such and such university. No. Sve Mahimni, this is the word they used, is completely different. He is not having any reflection or any support anywhere but is a great grandeur. So that is, this Brahman is a Sve Mahimni Tishtati. It remains in his own glory. It is not reflected or getting support from anything. Sve Mahimni. The Brahman has two aspects, unmanifested or Shunnam and manifested Jagat. They both are the Brahman. Now the question is, where was the Jagat, the universe, before it came into existence? The answer, it was in unmanifested Brahman, Abhyakta Artha Shunna. Now the question, Brahman is real. It is the statement of fact. Then the Jagat, which has also come out of it, is it also real, eternal, unchanging? This is called philosophical question. When they have the debate, so these are the things, these are type of questions they always ask. The Shankaracharya, he re-established Hinduism. How? Not by beating, killing, arsoning and all that, the Buddhists. No. He went and challenged them. The Bhaka Yuddha, the challenge to come. You like to explain philosophically, and I will counter that, and I will try to explain philosophically the Vedanta, the Hinduism, you have to counter that. And that world in India, it was so liberal, all Buddhists, they will come. Unfortunately, we have lost that patience. And we have become very impatient. You know why? Because we are insecure. So we don't have the confidence on our thing. A person who is strong doesn't bother. An elephant, it goes in the jungle, never bother about some tigers or other elephants and other things. The tremendous power. In the Mahabharata it says, other brothers, they were afraid to go inside the jungle alone, but Bhim used to go. Because Bhim knew even the snake poison cannot kill. You already took some of the anti-shots like that. So he was not afraid of the snakes. Even the elephant also was nothing for him. He was so powerful. So one who is powerful is fearless. And he will never denounce others also. So this, when we understand, when we are denouncing, we are afraid, we don't like to talk, we don't like to see it, that means you are weak. Because of the weakness you like to protect. No, like this you are saying. Why this weakness? If you are confident, oh, this is nothing to, if they like to come and talk, let them talk. No, Baba, no problem. Swami Vivekananda, when he was very sick, the one lady from America went, some people from India, they requested her and paid all the passage money and took her over there in Calcutta to give lecture against Vivekananda. You know, always the world is like this. And the Vivekananda gave everything positive and so many, but they became jealous. Why he should be so famous? So obviously they started, but how they will know what has happened in America? So they came to know about this lady, and this lady knew Swami Vivekananda. She took initiation from Vivekananda, then afterwards some craziness came. She started complaining, and they came to know about it, and they took her over there. Swamiji, when he came to know about that, this lady is going to give talk against Vivekananda. And Vivekananda, he sent his brother disciple, Saradananda ji, oh, he is my child, he is my daughter. She is my child. She has come all the way from America. She doesn't know the weather over here. Book a good room in a good hotel and be always there. After her lecture, you must take her to that hotel and see that she is comfortable. Look at it. This is called Badappan. In the Hindi they say, the Badappan, the broad-mindedness. Nothing comes. You like to tell against me? No problem. Because I know who am I. But the weak person will always, hey, who is talking about me? Is he said this? Is he said that? The weak one. So here it says that no, you should not be weak. The Brahman that has come is the eternal, and the Jagat, this universe, this manifestation, out of Brahman, of course, but it has a beginning, so it is not eternal. In reply, Guru Vasishtha said to Rama, that this we should read. This is wonderfully Vasishtha giving the answer. Is this world, which has come out of, manifested out of Brahman, the Brahman which is eternal, is the world is also eternal? In reply, the Guru Vasishtha said, O Rama, the unreal jiva, the individual self, perceives the unreal world on account of unreal influence of the unreality. This is the Vasishtha. Everything is unreal. The unreal, that everything is unreal going on. As the little baby girl, she is playing with the dolls, and she is thinking her doll is crying. Why? Because it is hungry, and then she is preparing the food, and then offering the food, and then after feeding that small little doll, now you are all right, go to bed, and she will put her in the bed. Everything is unreal. But the baby is thinking it is all real. Then she will come and tell her mother, now that child, now it is sleeping, don't make any sound. The mother will say, okay. So everything is unreal. Every day we observe that over here. So the Guru Vasishtha is telling, O Rama, the unreal jiva, this jiva, the being, that is also unreal. Why unreal? Because it is going to die. Then individual self perceives the unreal world. Why this is unreal? Because it is also changing. On account of the unreal influence of the unreality. This is the whole. This is called the path of knowledge. Friends, all these days we were traveling along with the Sri Ramachandra and Guru Vasishtha, holding the torch of knowledge through the path of knowledge. What is this knowledge? This is this world, apparently so beautiful, the wonderful relations, but it is in reality not true. That is the reason the true spiritual seekers, Guru Vasishtha is telling, the yogis are very vigilant not to get attached to the universe. What is this universe? Name and form. The attitude of the possessiveness is the samsara. The moment I say this is mine, this is mine, this is mine, that is called samsara. And now we have to analyze that. Those who are trying to follow the path of knowledge, listening to the beautiful talk given by some great scholars, and those who know the language and they will be putting it in a beautiful way, that is okay when you listen. If someone came and told, I am the follower of Raman Maharshi, and great, wonderful. How do you follow him? Now the path of knowledge. What is this path of knowledge? Denying everything of this world. Can you do that? No. Can you deny your job? Can you deny your family? Can you deny this? You cannot. So don't try that path. That is a completely different. So that is the knowledge that you are having, it is okay. But follow the path of this. So that a time will come when you will reach to that condition and you can say, I don't belong to this world. That is the path of knowledge. That's why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna never taught this to his other disciples except Vivekananda. Because Vivekananda had that capacity. So what is that capacity? Knowing that this is not real, he was behaving as the real. Sometimes some people said, can you please talk to the children and giving some spiritual knowledge to them? I tried once or twice here, but then I understood that is not my cup of tea. I won't be able to, because they're looking this side, that side, talking there. What I will. So I lose patience to talk to those children. It is not possible. I tried different stories, that also didn't work. But some people, they are so good to talk to those children. And children also like them. They will also follow them. That is their capacity. Vivekananda had that capacity. He knew this world is nothing, but at the same time he was working so hard to develop this world. You must have the faith, you must have the confidence, you must do this, you must do that. He was going on telling, but at the fag end of his life, if you have read the biography of Swami Vivekananda, he said, "Let the dead bury their dead." This is Jagat. All this world that we see is nothing. It's all dead thing. Let them do whatever they want. Prabhu, I want to go back to my own abode. Jai Prabhu Jai. Let me go back. So this is the very truth, but hardest path. So what we should do, in the Bhagavata they said, and another great personality, Kapila Muni said, Shiva Pantha. The Shiva Pantha is that how we should realize the truth. When, O Rama, you will be in distress, when great sorrow falls on you, you must carefully inquire into the nature of the truth. That is, this Jagat and its false appearance, and you will be free from suffering. Somebody is criticizing you, I'm broken down. Somewhere, something unsuccessful, I've broken down. What is there? For everything, if you are doing like that. So I was observing one movie. The little girl from that's called, previously they used to call the Red Indians, they were new, and now our Americans, the Native Americans. A little girl, she was not very happy with the modern thing, and she was constantly thinking about her own tradition. And she went inside the jungle and then sleeping under the tree in their old fashion. She saw in her dream a grandmother came and she was telling, why you are constantly crying? Because her mother passed away, the father was a drunkard person, not taking care of the child. So she was not very happy. She wanted to go back and cry for the mother to come, mother who passed away. Now she saw in her dream a grand lady, she came and told, hey, why you are crying all the time? Mummy, why? Well, you stand on your own feet and you deny this. This is the truth, that somebody will die, but doesn't mean that she or he has to come back and to support you. You have to support yourself. And that is Vedanta. Then I was observing that movie and I was feeling so how it changes. And you will be free from the suffering. So this is the ultimate knowledge that we get from this great scripture, Yoga Vasistha. This world is completely temporary. Around you, people are also temporary. Things are also temporary. All this great appreciation from the society are not, also temporary. So why should I suffer? I should not. Seeing something as a shadow, shall I suffer? No. This world does not belong to you, and you do not belong to this world. This is the ultimate, the teaching of the Guru to his disciple, Sri Rama. This world does not belong to you, and you do not belong to this world. This is the only way to be free from grief. But at the same time, Sri Ramachandra, he was performing his own duty. When his wife was abducted by Ravana, he never said, oh, this world is temporary, illusory. I heard it from my Guru, so I am not do anything. No. He took up the bow and arrow and said, I must go and kill that villain. and I must rescue my wife. That is the Kshatriya, the Teja. I must do that. Then he was planning, because alone he cannot go. So he was planning, and he got his support from the Hanumana and all that Hanumana clan. And then all of them, they went, they fought, and they won. He came back. Everything he did. And not only that, he ruled the country also. When the people were criticizing about the Sita, because he was trying to establish a norm, some people, they were telling, how is it? He is not caring about his own wife. She was there with the Ravana. What about that? He said, okay, Sita should go and purify herself. That also he accepted. Everything he did as a king, as a husband, as a brother, all the duties he mentioned. But he knew this world is nothing. This world is nothing. And that is called the unique way, the Shiva Pantha. That is the best way. Ramakrishna Mission, we are the monks. And we always take care of how much money is there in the bank. Almost every day I am asking Bharudanandaji. Why? Because I have to maintain this ashrama. I have to pay this electricity bill and these. There's so much of expenses. So I must get the there is nothing other sources but donation. So how to get the donation? That's so much we are going on doing. And then this type of work as a ministerial work, giving the talk and meeting the people, encouraging the people, and asking them, requesting them to proceed through the path of spirituality, the morality. Why I am doing? At the same time, I know after reading this book that this world is purely temporary. So this is called Shiva Pantha. Knowing this world is temporary, I am not attached to this. But as long as I am here, I must do my duty. Perform my duty. Never get attached to this. O Rama, realize Brahman and be free from all suffering. What is this Brahman? This truth. That there is nothing but consciousness. But the world that we see, it is also manifested consciousness, but temporary. So I should not get attached to this. O Rama, never forget that you are pure consciousness. It is not Rama, he is telling us. That you may remember that we started reading and discussing this Siddhanta Grantha. Though today we are concluding, this is called Siddhanta Grantha. What is the Siddhanta? Decisive. It gives the decision. It's not that you can think, do this and you can do that. No option. This is the decision. Siddhanta Grantha. We started in June 9th, 2020. And this is 2022. We are concluding in November. The original Yoga Vasishtha was having 3,200 verses. Then Pandit Abhinanda of the 9th century saint condensed it to 600 verses. From 3,200 to 600. Then again another person, we don't know who, he only chose the philosophical verses and made it 223 verses, and that is known as this Yoga Vasishtha Sara. Sara means the gist. And it has 10 chapters, and the last verse that we are going to read and conclude, and that is, it Maharishi Valmiki, when conversing with the Rajarshi Arishtanemi, he talked about this. The Valmiki Muni, and he is conversing with, that's called Maharishi and Rajarshi. Rajarshi means he is a rishi, but at the same time he is performing as an administrator, the Rajarshi, Arishtanemi. And he talked about this story. Today, November 27, 2023, we shall conclude and studying the scripture by understanding that Brahman is the basis of everything, this manifested universe and also the unmanifested universe. The verse number 34 of the 10th chapter, it is the last verse, it says, Somya ambasi yatha bichi na asti nacha nasti cha Tatha jagat brahmani idam shunna ashunna padam gatam. In the 34th verse it says, with the water when calm, there is no wave. But you cannot say there is no wave. The wave is already there. Any time the wave may come. And giving that example, it says, the Brahman, when unmanifested, you cannot say there is no universe. Jagat, the universe is there. Jagat, that universe, when manifest from Brahman, Jagat, that universe, when unmanifest, that is Brahman, consciousness. So it is there. Now the last stage it says, Vyavaharika Paramarthika Avastha. What is the Vyavaharika Avastha? Vyavaharika is practical. As we were saying, the Rama knew all this. Even then he took up the arms to fight with the Ravana. That's Vyavaharika. If we don't do like that, then the whole world will break down. And all this, then when the Arjuna was thinking, shall I fight or not? When the Yudhishthira was crying after the fight, oh, so many people I have killed in the war, only for this plot of land to rule? Then the Lord Krishna, he mentioned, no, you have done your duty, but don't cry. In reality, they were not there. In reality, Paramarthika, but Vyavaharika, they were there, but they were all temporary, and you must do the duty. So what is the dharma? Performing one's own duty, according to the condition. The Vyavaharika condition, in the phenomenal state, the universe is perceived in Brahman. And in the philosophical state, Paramarthika condition, universe does not exist in Brahman. So this we have to understand because we are following the path of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna said, why you can't see God when with open eyes? You are trying to see God by closing your eyes in meditation. Can't you see God with open eyes? And when you see God with open eyes, then that is also the Brahman. But at the same time he said, if I knew this world is permanent, I would have covered my birthplace, Kamarpukur, with gold. These two we have to keep in mind. And then we have to proceed. And that is called the path of jnana. This world is purely temporary, but as long as I am living, I have to live according to my status, my condition, my duties, my responsibilities, but never ever get attached to this. Why should I not? Because this is temporary. That is the way we should understand. Thank you, friends. So
Suresh is asking, do we need a disease-free body to practice meditation? Can there be any harm in meditation if the body has illness?
You know, one of our senior Swamiji said that the disease is good for those who are trying to practice spirituality. Because if your body is very strong and free and all that, many different type of desires will come and you will be busy with those. But when you have a disease, you cannot go out, that is the beautiful time we should use to meditate, to pray, and to practice spirituality. And there is nothing wrong if you have a disease in the body. So you can always meditate. What is the meditation? Remembering God and forgetting this world. That is meditation. Meditation doesn't mean that you have to close your one nose and taking the 10 times. All those things are external only. Meditation means remembering the truth, that is reality, that is God, and forgetting about this world. You can always practice meditation and the prayer and the puja while you are physically not fit. Thank you.
Arijit is asking, what advice should one be given if they want to meditate on Brahman what visuals can they focus to perceive the formless?
See, Arijit, I will say that it is Omkara. Usually, if you have not taken the initiation, then your path is the jnana, then they always consider in this way. They don't meditate, of course, but they always consider the Omkara as the manifestation of the Brahman. So you can try to meditate on the Omkara. The Omkara as a sound that is A, U, Ma, and is rolling upward and then coming out. And that is the beginning of the whole creation. So if you are thinking in that way and meditating and constantly going on remembering that you are the consciousness and you are not the body, you are not the mind, you are the consciousness. This world that we see all around is nothing but the imagination. That is the way the followers of the path of knowledge, they go. You can practice in that way.
Shonu Roy is asking, why do saints and yogis enter samadhi and leave their body at a very early age?
Oh, not all. Not all that they leave at early age. Of course, it happened in the life of Shankaracharya, Swami Vivekananda, and a few. But not early age. You know what happened? When you become disgusted with this world, your mind goes back again and again. And obviously, you lose interest in the keeping the body and all that. That is the way it happens to the yogis. That they lose interest in this manifested world, knowing this is completely untrue. The child who was playing with the doll, as I gave the example, and when the child grew up and became a lady, then if you give the same toy box to her, hey, you can play, she will be very disgusted. No, I don't play anything anymore with that. So obviously it is the knowledge. Those who are thinking this world verily the real, they like to grab. That is called samsara vritti. I like money, I like name, I like fame, I like beauty, I like this, that. All they're trying to grab. But when exactly opposite your mind, what will happen to you? So the yogis, when they get the opportunity, they leave the body and go away. Thank you, friends. Do you have any question?
This is about Shunya. Brahman is Shunya and mentioned in the talk.
Shunya means unmanifested.
Unmanifest.
Mm-hmm.
So, Buddha was an enlightened soul. And so when he said Shunya, this is my thought, that he was an enlightened soul, and when he said Shunya, probably he meant unmanifested. But later on, people, philosophers who became philosophers, they kind of misinterpreted. They thought that it is nothing. And then Adi Shankaracharya
Corrected that.
Is that so?
Yes. So this is the way they go. You know that sometimes some people, it is those who are truly realized souls, whatever they say, it must be true, because they have already visited that. They have realized that. They cannot say anything wrong. But afterwards, the people, when they try to explain that, they sometimes make the mistake. That is the problem. It comes with this great, our religious traditions. Sometimes these explanations, it comes. But there is nothing wrong. Some people are thinking in that way. That is the philosophy. But our shunnam means, this also we use the word shunnam in the Vedanta. Shunnam means unmanifested. Okay then?
Nilesh is asking, please guide what book should I buy from Ramakrishna Mission in India on Yoga Vasistha?
Oh, there's a Yoga Vasishtha Sara, as the book is already there, published by the Udbodhan. Udbodhan, it is a Bagbajar, Calcutta. So if you search, you can place order online also. And that book is available in Bengali. Thank you, friends. So let us say Shanti 3 times. And next 2 Sundays of this month, I won't be here. I have to go to London and the Ireland and some other places also. So I won't be here. I will be back on 12th. But Swami Varadananda ji will deliver the Sunday talks, 2 Sunday talks. Please come and attend to that. And after that, January and February, in December, of course, there are many programs are there. As the Mother Sthiti Puja will be there and all that. 24th January will be there. We will be celebrating the Christmas. So please come and join us. 1st January, as usual, Kalpataru. And 14th January, Swami Vivekananda Sthiti Puja. That is Saturday. So I will be sending you all this, and I will try to send you a report also of the whole year's report and what we have done in the Home of Harmony. That report also I will forward to all of you. So please open when you see that the Vedanta Society has sent something, when it is Chicago, you must be receiving lot of things. But when the Chicago you find, please open it, then you will get all this informations. So let us say Shanti 3 times and we conclude. Om Shanti, 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat.